What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Sean Meehan, and joining me as always is my partner in crime, Mr. Conor Lawler.
I'm perfectly healthy this week, Sean. I'll be honest with you, I'm too healthy. I was actually thinking earlier on, I actually am riddled with health.
Any chance of getting some of that health on tick? Could I?
Oh, wait, is there something wrong with you? Or what's the story?
Well. Didn't sleep at all in the last 24 hours. So
Sean is still sick for anyone who tuned into last week's Hero Zero. Some say it might be a long-term medical condition. I say, get on with it. We need to learn about a comic book character. He's currently choking as I do this. But so, if you don't know the process of the show, Sean, please allow me to take it.
Oh, thanks.
This is Hero Zero. This is the show where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. So I normally cover DC characters and Sean normally covers Marvel characters. Sean is normally healthy. Well, healthy-ish.
It's touch and go most weeks.
Like, his doctor's still not happy, but he's not at death's door.
Usually I'm at least can speak for half an hour.
Yeah, and so last week I did a little report on a character that I really like that has a pencil for a head. And so, Sean, it is your week. So, unfortunately, Sean's week has coincided with the time that he's on death's door. And I am too lazy to take up the mantle. So, Sean has to go with this anyway.
And look, people might have seen the title of this report and been like, how's he going to cover that when he can't breathe? And we're going to do our best.
If this is your first episode, you don't have to do anything, just chill out. If it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share. A lot of new listeners in the last few weeks, so thank you everyone for coming over. Hello, welcome. Sean is...
I apologise for my immune system.
No, don't apologise. We all knew it was shit.
Oh, that's true. That is not actually...
Nothing to apologise for. We had very low expectations of you.
And I shattered them anyway.
So, if you like what you hear, you can go back. We've done hundreds of these Heroes or Zeros, covering loads of comic book characters that we might have done one of your favourites. Just check that out. We have a Patreon where we do movie reviews as well if you're interested in that. It's every single month we do a movie review. And November's movie review, I mean, it's going to be a doozy, Sean. So you got to get over there and see what we've done.
It's true. It's going to be probably a terrible movie that our patrons make us watch. But we love them.
Exactly.
We love them very much.
So Sean, it is your week, and I'm excited to know who we're going to learn about all through. By the way, I'm taking this whole intro because Sean is still...
I got nothing.
You kind of have a look in your eyes as like, please don't turn to me.
I do have 1,000-yard stare of please don't make me talk on my report.
I said, by the way, that before this, Sean could send me the report and I could tell him what he's written down, and that would be funny because it would be the first time I'm reading it as well, but like reading it out loud.
It's true. Look, I might send it to you halfway through. We'll right, figure this out.
Okay, we will keep that in mind. Press the emergency button if you need that.
I am talking about the Juggernaut, Connor.
Oh my god. Okay.
So we did the Juggernaut years and years ago. The episode no longer exists. Yeah. And the audio quality wasn't the best at the time anyway. So we're talking about Juggernaut, aka Kane Marco. So the son of Dr. Kurt Marco, an atomic researcher, and Marjorie Marco. Marjorie died when Kane was 3. He was sent to several boarding schools and he continually got expelled from them because he was just a bad kid. Dr. Marco's
he is Vinnie Jones, so...
Oh yeah, throughout this whole report, picture Vinnie Jones.
picture Vinnie Jones and the muscle suit. That's all you got to picture during this.
So Dr. Marco's wealthy colleague, Dr. Brian Xavier, another atomic researcher, died in a mysterious accident. And Dr. Marco married his widow, Sharon Xavier, for her great wealth. On marrying Sharon, Dr. Marco moved into her Westchester County mansion, and after another expulsion from another school, Kane also moved in with them. And
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, did he say somebody Xavier?
I did.
That's weird. It's almost like Charles Xavier, like
It's exactly like Charles Xavier.
It's the same second name, is it?
But at this point, he's not head of the X-Men. He's a boy. He's a
little
child.
Charlie at this point.
Little Chuck, exactly.
Little Chuck, as we call him, yes.
So Dr. Marco favoured his gentle, smart stepson, Charles Xavier, to his own son, which led to Kane bullying the young Charles, and then Dr. Marco beating Kane for bullying Charles.
It's a vicious cycle, really, when you think about it.
Charles's telepathic powers began emerging when he was still a boy, around 10 years old, and on one occasion he found himself experiencing the pain and emotions of Kane Marco while he was being beaten by his father.
See, that's a cool aspect of Charles Xavier, by the way, because he probably hates him, but now he's experienced all of his pain, so now he also understands it, and now that's kind of a weird situation.
But Kane is like, now I've been being beaten, and now I hate you even more. And
of course.
I'm going to beat you even more. So Sharon, Charles Xavier's mother, died shortly after of a broken heart. That's what it says.
I thought you were going to say mysterious circumstances again, and I was like, it started to become not so mysterious if all of his wives die mysteriously.
Well, we will address the mysterious death of Charles's father soon.
Okay, he's definitely coming back.
We'll see.
It's comics.
But this means that Charles is left to live with his stepfather and his abusive stepbrother. During an argument in Dr. Marco's private laboratory over money, Kane accused him of having a hand in Dr. Xavier's accidental death. So, Dr. Marco, steadfast in defending himself, beating the shit out of Kane and yelling him to never say that again.
I'll be honest with you, I feel like that's his reaction to any situation, which kind of makes this lose a little bit of its strength.
Spill some milk, Kane, get over here.
He's going to beat the shit out of you, but if you accuse him of murder, the same level of beating? So where's the standards here? What's the level?
So Charles was standing outside the door and overheard this conversation. When Kane realised, he decided to, and again this is a quote, cause a ruckus by destroying some of his father's chemical experiments, throwing a vial of green liquid that caused similar containers to shatter, spilling the chemicals throughout the laboratory. The different substances caused a violent explosion that left the lab aflame.
Wait, the Juggernaut is lab experiment juice fall on top of me powered.
Nope, this has nothing to do with his origin.
What the fuck? I was like, I thought he was a mutant.
He's not even a mutant. You're wrong on that front as well, sir.
Oh, okay.
God, I'm really glad I did this report.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Marco managed to rescue both boys from the fire, but he himself died of smoke inhalation. In his dying words, Dr. Marco begged forgiveness for not saving Dr. Xavier when he had the chance. So they were in like a tomb or a crypt or something, and he just let him die that one time.
While he's saying this, is he also still punching Juggernaut?
With his last ounce of strength. So he also tells Charles to keep his powers secret from Kane. Kane, however, overheard this.
Great stuff.
From then on, Kane regarded Charles as his greatest enemy.
In my head, by the way, the three of them are all like sitting in a circle, and he's like, Charles, don't tell Kane that you have all of these superpowers. But like Kane is like sitting 3 yards away to the left. You just can't see him.
He'd kill you if he knew you were my favourite and also the best person.
I think he's actually a bit of a dickhead.
He's the biggest. I want to beat him for me, Charles.
beat the shit out of him.
Later, Kane and Charles found themselves serving together in the same US military unit in Korea. Marco deserted under fire and Xavier went after him to bring him back. He followed Marco into a cave that housed the lost secret temple of Sitarak.
Of course, sorry. I assumed the lost temple of Sitarak would appear in this report.
You wait for that in all reports, of course.
Every report I've waited for, it hasn't appeared yet, but this is the one it has showed up in.
So Sitarak is a powerful mystical entity Marco impulsively grabbed a glowing ruby from the lap of an idol and read the inscription, which appeared in his mind to be in English. Whosoever touches this gem shall possess the power of the crimson bands of Cyttorak. Henceforth, you who read these words shall become forevermore a human juggernaut.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
That's worse than the chemical thing.
Should have just been the chemical fire, right?
Should have just been or just make him a mutant. Just make him so that he can just run real quick into walls.
Well, this is the thing. Juggernaut, not a mutant. He's magic.
Why? Why would you do that?
It's magic. It's just magic.
You have lads with laser eyes. Just make your man able to run through a few walls.
He
goes into a magical cave.
Just it's easier than making him a mutant. He can't be born with it.
No, you're right. Sorry, that's on me.
As Xavier watched on, the gem's mystical power transformed Marco into a larger superhuman being. Just then, enemy high-explosive bombardment caused a cave-in, and Marco was buried under several thousand tons of rock. Xavier survived and returned to his unit alone.
Xavier's pretty fucking durable, to be honest.
It's pretty fun up until he gets paralysed. He's basically unkillable in comics.
He's made of Play-Doh. He just bends around any explosion.
Yeah, just like that's the first injury. He's only been injured technically once.
Once ever.
So due to the fact excuse me, that's what Kane Marco was under the tons of rock. He doesn't need air or food to survive anymore, and he eventually dug himself free with his new immense strength. He then confronted the previous man to hold the mantle of the Juggernaut, a local man named Jin Taiko, and he killed Taiko in order to fully embrace the powers of the Juggernaut, and under the influence of Cyttorak, slaughtered Taiko's entire village. After many years, he made his way back. Just he thought it would be he thought Cyttorak wants like chaos and destruction and stuff like that. And like the more you buy into that, the more power he gives you.
Why does Juggernaut need the big demon in his head storyline? I just make him be a big dickhead who hates Charles.
He is a big dickhead who hates Charles.
But he also has the demon like, oh yeah, you should fucking kill that old man though and all the village. Fuck them.
Full on magic. You have to kill a few villages if you want to be magic.
That's the old phrase goes.
So he made his way to America, and then Marco attacked Charles, now a professor and founder of Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. This is where he learned that his new Juggernaut helmet protected him from psychic attacks. Professor Xavier and his group of X-Men were helpless to stop him until Professor X asked for the assistance of the Human Torch, who burned the rivets of the helmet, allowing for the X-Men to remove it.
I feel like they just kind of wanted the Fantastic Four crossover in the X-Men comic books.
Really it is, and it's also mad that it's a magic helmet, but it has rivets.
Sorry, Nay, I forgot that bit as well. That's a good one. It's like, it's completely magic except for, when we need to get it off his head.
Except for the hardware used to construct it.
There's a bit of hardware that it just connects. It's a bit of it's a lock and key kind of situation. One of us just has to get the key.
Yeah. With the helmet removed, Professor X sent Marco into a coma and then locked him in the basement of the mansion.
Step 1, coma.
The classic Charles Xavier opening move.
See, Charles is a dick as well, because he could easily just be like, you no longer want to fight me or anybody, just leave it. But he's like, no, coma.
Just going to put him down there. Don't worry about it.
Why doesn't Charles just put it? This is also, by the way, whenever we talk about any X-Men movies, especially over on the Patreon, we've reviewed X-Men 3 and X-Men 2 and First Class, I think, as well. And it's always the Charles Xavier problem, is that he could just look at the bad guy and be like, coma, and then the problem is solved. But we have to take him out of the storyline.
We have to take him out of the equation early doors.
Because he's broken.
In Dark Phoenix as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's not in Dark Phoenix. Well, obviously, because he would be easily able to defeat her as well.
It's true. And then in Days of Future Past, he's feeling sad for most of it.
he does feel sad for most of it. So sadness gets him in that one. He's like, I can't put people in the comas. I'm already sad.
It's true. It's he can't sustain physical damage, but emotional. That really gets him.
He's just super sad. He really wants to beat up Kane again. Oh, if I could only punch my little brother.
He sees the ghost of his stepdad being like, kick the shit out of Kane, please.
But it's like in the sky, like in the Lion King. Yeah. Punch him for me, Charles.
Later, Juggernaut was of course freed and was hired by Eric the Red, who is an alien, to kill the X-Men. So the Juggernaut, I need you to picture the Juggernaut.
Yes.
All the magic, big strong magic, evil man.
Yeah.
He teams up with Black Tom Cassidy.
Black Tom Cassidy?
Black Tom Cassidy.
We get a shout out with this.
Yeah, the Irish are in, boys.
If you don't know, Black Tom Cassidy is an Irish superhero. He's one of like 4.
Super
is he the
villain,
first one?
Technically, but yeah, he's Banshee's cousin, and he's the black sheep of the family. And he can control wood.
And we're allowed to say this, he is a dickhead.
He is a prick, but he's
our prick.
There's a beautiful comic where he like leaps to his certain death and he shouts "Mayo for Sam." It's
only Irish people will get.
Yeah, but it's so perfect. I love it so much. So he teams up with Tom Cassidy to set a trap for the X-Men at Cassidy Keep, which is Banshee's castle. This is where Marco first meets the X-Man Colossus, who he goes on to have a rivalry with. Kane proved to be enough to overpower the mutants, but when Black Tom was thrown into the waves below the castle, Kane withdrew and jumped in to try and save him. So he just likes Tom Cassidy.
And look, it's the effect we have on people is just even Kane, who's like not a nice man, he's like he's got something about him, does that Black Tom Cassidy.
He's roguish, you know?
He's a bit of a charmer, so he is.
So, and this confused me when I read it, because the way it reads, they both jump into the Atlantic Ocean off the coast. And then it says Kane and Tom resurface in New York. So I don't know, does that mean they swam? Or
they fell off in Ireland.
Yeah.
And they ended up in New York.
Yeah.
That's a long old swim. That's pretty far.
Neat reference. Michael Fassbender swam it in that one Guinness ad from years ago.
No, he didn't literally swim.
He did. He jumps in and you see him swim.
No. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying Michael Fassbender, the man, did not literally swim from Ireland to New York.
No, the man's an actor. Ad. He made us believe as though he had swum.
So, yeah, it's different. He jumped in, and they showed him jumping in, and then they showed him coming out in New York.
Yeah, I assume that's what happened.
You filled in the gap.
Yeah.
It's probably in the middle somewhere.
Juggernaut and Black Tom did this exact same thing.
Okay, cool. And
their plan in New York is they're going to kidnap Madame Web, hoping that her psychic visions could help to defeat the X-Men. So they were opposed by Spider-Man, who trapped Kane in a pool of cement at a construction site.
They are literally just two dumb bitches saying exactly to each other.
100%.
Coming up with terrible ideas.
Kane eventually made his way out of the cement and was seen again at a bar in Manhattan. While attempting to forget his defeat, Juggernaut's drinking was interrupted by Colossus, who accidentally spilled a beer on him. Eager to let out his frustrations, Kane beat up Colossus while Wolverine watched. After asking if he wanted a beating too, Wolverine said no, and then Kane left, making sure to pay for his beer.
That's actually a pretty cool thing. He just hates Colossus.
Yeah, he just wants to be the strongest one.
And he got his one from magic, and Colossus got his from, I don't know, mutant powers. Like, what a dork.
It's and they are quite a match as well. This is just the rest of this report is just, it's a couple of nice little stories of the Juggernaut. Juggernaut has an insane history. Even at my peak of health, I wouldn't be able to summarise everything. So I just thought I'd give you an idea of the character. So wishing to improve Tom's defences. So he's still looking out for his boy Tom Cassidy.
I love that he just likes one Irish lad.
Yeah, they just became friends and they just hang out.
Became friends. Look, even the big muscly magic man who's a bit evil still likes the charmer. You know what I mean? He has a bit of charisma about him that he kind of gets into.
And so Kane had an idea for what would make a unique birthday present, and he went back to Korea to retrieve the gem that gave him his powers. I
only have one question.
Yeah.
Did he swim to Korea?
I can only assume that's the only way the Juggernaut
the only way he
travel.
Gets around.
He can't be stopped once he starts moving, so I guess he could.
Technically, is he the greatest swimmer of all time? Does it count for swimming as well as running?
Once he gets some lead up, yeah, he's fine. Tom can't swim, rides on his back.
He just rides him on his back.
He surfs him. So Juggernaut, he walks through the Korean army as they try and stop him. He's just like, I gotta go get this gem from my friend.
Stop annoying me. Stop bombing me.
He retrieves the gem and gives it to Tom, turning him into a Juggernaut as well. However, both of them only have half of the original strength of the powers.
I have to be honest with you, it kind of sounds like him and Black Tom Cassidy are in a bit of a relationship.
They're just bros, Connor. They'd have a podcast together. The most intimate relationship of all, as we know.
Of course. I think the two of them just need to admit that they love each other. And then, because if you're so strong that you're willing to split your superpowers with your best pal to half the power, I think that's a different level altogether.
Well, after this, Rogue absorbs the Juggernaut powers from Tom, and then Juggernaut grabs the ruby again and gets the full strength of all of the powers. And then realising that the ruby was not only the source of his strength, but could also be used to take it away from him, Juggernaut hurls it into space where no one could find it to use against him.
Does kind of also hinder the fact that he also now can't find it.
That's true, but he won't ever, in his mind, he won't ever need it again. Also,
short term.
I think someone just catches it as well. I think Nova gets it at one point. Just clocks him in the side of the head.
Of course.
Shortly after this, Marco was seen at a New York bank conducting a legitimate business transaction, but was attacked by Nimrod, who's big robot sentinel dude. And this time, Marco was aided by the X-Men because he hadn't done anything wrong.
He's literally just a bystander.
Yeah, he just wants to lodge a paycheck, like.
He's got a little check that he got from working for last week. Just like, I was working cash in hand, you know what I mean? They paid me a check. Fuck's sake.
Marco was later seen on Muir Island, which is near Scotland, by the X-Man Dazzler, who Marco was a huge fan of musically. Marco was attempting to keep the local authorities busy while Black Tom looted the Bank of Scotland.
Also, every time you say Marco, you mean Kane Marco is his full name, but Marco sounds like you're saying his first name.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Kane Marco, Juggernaut. So Dazzler wanted to prove her worth, having recently joined the X-Men. But Marco did not wish to harm the beautiful hero, even offering to pay the damages for an accident that they had.
You know what he is? He's multi-layered. He's got a lot of things. He hates Charles.
Really hates Charles, hates Colossus. He's mostly fine with a lot of other people.
He's mostly cool with most people. He's just pretty chill until maybe Magneto's like, here, Charles is talking shit about you. Why don't you join us again? Because we're going to go attack him.
That's it. Like, he hates Charles more than he loves everyone else.
Like, Magneto's like, Colossus was saying to me last week that you're a little bitch boy. That's what I've heard. Now, we're going to go attack the mansion now tomorrow. Do you want to come in, or what's the story?
So, Dazzler unleashed the full fury of her powers, passing out from overexertion, leaving Juggernaut mortified at the thought that he had killed her. So he starts having a panic attack. And then the X-Men come along and he's after like digging her a grave to give her a nice burial.
Fuck off Juggernaut.
And the X-Men then defeated him and handed him over to the authorities.
What do you mean defeated him? He hasn't done anything wrong.
Well, they thought he had killed Dazzler, so
they showed up and he's like burying her and you're just like, fuck. He's like, no,
you don't understand. But he was technically burying her alive, I guess.
Technically, but he didn't know she was alive, so still good guy Juggernaut.
Yeah, no, he was just burying a body that he had created.
I think he's misunderstood. I actually now think he's a sound guy. He's got an Irish friend. We have to back him.
We have the boys. So in terms of powers and abilities, superhuman strength, superhuman leaping, superhuman stamina, invulnerability. He can take blows from the Hulk without damage. Bullets are incapable to cause him any harm, but adamantium is one of the few things that can pierce his skin. He has a slight force field around him as well, which helps to increase his durability. And he is force embodiment. So once he starts to advance in a direction, it is virtually impossible to stop him. This has been used against him at times, because they'll get him running and then just dodge and he'll just stay running.
Okay, yeah. He's the bad guy in the video game that runs at you and you leap out of the way and he hits the wall and then he's dizzy and then you just punch him a lot of times.
That's it, you do that 3 times and then one final hit. Yeah. He at times is able to summon a specialised armour, so that's like the big classic red helmet and stuff like that. And he also has a regenerative healing factor, allowing him to recover from injuries at an accelerated rate. He's an excellent hand-to-hand combatant, but he doesn't really need to be because he's just so strong. And then in terms of weaknesses, he is exceedingly susceptible to high-level mental and mystical attacks. Excuse me. So big, strong psychic man Charles can shut him down quite easily if he's not wearing his special helmet.
Right. Okay.
Also, if he doesn't use his powers in a manner approved of by Sitarak, the powers don't work as he expects them to. Basically, Sitarak, depending on how Sitarak feels about Marco on the day, he can be like, you get 10% Juggernaut, or you get 100% Juggernaut.
Oh, okay. See, that adds a whole other layer that's kind of dumb that you don't need.
Yeah, true. But 10% Juggernaut is still pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
So there's times when he goes good and then Sitarak gives him way... Because if he's 100% Juggernaut on the X-Men, you don't need anyone else.
Yeah, because he could just run through them all.
Yeah, so if he's
though, would Wolverine not be just able to stab him?
With the adamantium claws, yes, if he could get close enough.
Okay.
So that is a quick little report on Cain Marco the Juggernaut.
Shaun, I'm very proud of you for not dying during that.
Appreciate it.
I'm amazed. That was a very nice report of a character that I think people know of. He's the Juggernaut bitch, but I don't think people know what his deal is. So always cool to learn a bit more about people like that. I genuinely thought he was a mutant.
Yeah, and no, he's one of the weird... I was
pretty sure that he was brothers with Charles Xavier, not stepbrothers.
Yeah, turns out stepbrothers. His dad married... Kane's dad married Charles's mum after Kane's dad killed his dad.
Weird that they never touched on that in any of the movies.
It's a lot to cover, to be fair.
True. But if you liked what you heard here, as I said at the start, we've done hundreds of these characters. So if you have a favourite, have a look, see if we've done them. And if we haven't done them, just contact us. Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, all sorts of stuff. We're on all of them. And so just send us in your recommendations. We are also still taking recommendations for just in general. We've got Patreon movie reviews to do, so we're throwing them all into the hat. So if you want to do a specific movie review, message us over on the Patreon if you are a patron, and we can throw that in as well. We can pull it out and maybe do a review of that. But most importantly, you can just tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
Now off to the hospital. We'll see you all next week, guys.
Bye.